Hello, welcome back. And if you like the content, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell and give this video a thumbs up. Okay. If you notice, I have an accent. Yes, I am not born here. I am Vietnamese. For this video, I'm gonna give the background, my background, so that you get to know me. Okay. So hopefully we can move on to other topic quicker. But I think it's important to understand or know my background to see where I came from. I'm Vietnamese. I came to the US when I was 13 years old without my parents. And I think that's the beginning of me getting to understand how to utilize my own thoughts to drive me going forward. The typical Asian household, I'm sure many people that are Asian or have Asian friends, for the most part, are very strict. Okay, a lot of rules and regulation, expectations. I'm not a big fan of that. Sure, I grew up in that environment with high expectation from my parents. And perhaps the best thing that happened to me was being separated from my parents at a young age of 12 and getting to the US at age 13, living without my parents was a big change, a massive change that required me to figure out how to do many things myself. Okay, sure, there was adults. At first, it was my uncle that tried to guide me, but that was just the first year and a half in America. And shortly after that, it was, I think the legal term is legal guardian. But by that point, at 15, 16 years old, I was pretty much on my own as far as deciding what I want to do with my life. Okay, I was unshackled from the traditional Asian upbringing at that point. At that very point, I felt that I was able to decide my own path. Surely, I did not enjoy being told what to do, how to do everything for the past decade of my life. And being free from my parents was a big benefit for me. I strongly believe that. Now that I look back for decades, I felt that that was a beginning of me being able to break free from the shackle of traditional Asian upbringing. In hindsight, it was a blessing in disguise because I was put in a situation where I had to make a lot of important life decisions on my own at an early age. Surely not everything that I made was the right decision. Luckily, the mistakes were minor along the way that didn't cost me a lot of things, but ultimately it allowed me to fully develop my way of thinking. In many ways, I think I found it on my own as far as critical thinking, independent thinking, and free thinking. I'm not a trained psychologist, so excuse me if I don't use those terms in the correct clinical way. But hopefully, going forward, as I dive more into my past, you will get a better understanding of why I do things this way or why I think this way. But you know, it's certainly over the past 40 years now since I live in America. Certainly, I have met many traditional Asian American, and over the past many decades, I have had a lot of comments from many of my friends that are Asian American that said that, Nick, you are very different. You think very different. You speak very different from the way many of us think. You are unique. In some way, it's good. Some way it's bad, because certainly I don't fit the mold of the typical Asian American, and I don't have a problem. Okay. What I hope to gain from this channel is showing people that there is a different side of being Asian American, a side that you can break free from traditional culture, traditional thinking, traditional upbringing to succeed in life. I am certain that if I grew up with my family, raised by my dad, I would be very different. Would I be less successful, more successful? Nobody knows, okay? But I would be very different. But because I was not raised by my parent, especially in the more important years of teenagers, right? From 14 to 18, I turned out very different. They have reunited with me after I was reunited with my parents when I was 25 years old. So you think about this. I separated from them at age 12, reunited with them when I was 25. So literally half of my life was without my parents. So I was a very different person. It was not easy for them to accept the changes that I went through. It took many years, almost a decade, for us to get together and reconcile and be happy as a family today. But it was not easy. Ultimately, they accepted me for who I am and how I chose to live my life. Before I go, though, I have a mantra in life that I repeat often to friends, Asian friends. Stand up, chin up, speak up. Okay, that's the mantra. And going forward, I will sign off every video with that mantra to drive home the point. And thank you for tuning in. Bye-bye.